Lads, hope you're well. Just walking home from rugby training. I have absolutely no idea how well this is going to film. It's a lovely evening, I don't know if you can really tell, but absolutely sweating. Just done about 2 hours of touch. Just revised all day, so last week I sacked it off because obviously I had the exam Tuesday, whereas the exam's Wednesday this week. So thought I'd go down and play a little bit. It was good. It was 5-on-5, so we didn't have a huge pitch, which meant I could actually get involved a little bit and do a bit of running. But I was certainly feeling fitter than I was when we played a few weeks ago, which is good. The running at the gym certainly starting to pay off. But absolutely starving now, as you can imagine, after running around for 2 hours. I feel like filming next to this road isn't the best idea, so I'm gonna walk around the corner and I'll film a little bit more in a sec. A little bit of a quieter back road here, so I don't need to shout as much, and hopefully you can all hear me. There is people walking around, and I'm kind of just having to get used to people staring at me while I film, because there isn't really a way to film out in public without people, you know, looking at you. But is what it is. I haven't reviewed the footage yet, but I played alright. But I did have one moment where I absolutely stepped someone, and he's a really good player, so that was a good moment for me. But I'm really hoping the camera caught it, because yeah, it'd be pretty heartbroken if it didn't. But in saying that, I had a pretty decent game, and right at the end I went to kick the ball and kick the ball into the ground, which obviously the ground is stronger than my leg, sent me absolutely arse over tits. So yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. In terms of stuff going on today, like I said, just revision after the birthday weekend. I'm keeping things pretty casual. Obviously trying to film throughout the week a little bit more, because I've got a little bit more, I say, free time, but you know, like, gonna get out and about more. Like I said, when the weather's like this, it seems silly not to go out and film. But yeah, I'll probably leave it there for the moment, wait till I get home, and yeah, catch up with you guys either tomorrow, or yeah, I'll catch up with you again before the exam and sort of let you know how I'm feeling about everything. Day after training now, body's in absolute pieces. Haven't run around like that for a little while. I don't know if you can tell how nice it is out here, but last day before the exams, well, last day before the final exam, so I've been revising all morning, but thought I'd just come and sit outside for the last little bit. As I've mentioned before, filming outside, I have absolutely no idea if anyone can hear me. It's actually not that windy for once, but it is like 20 something degrees, so absolutely boiling, but not complaining, because we don't get this often here in England. Happy to say I've reviewed the footage, and there is a brilliant video of me stepping someone and sending him to Tesco, so I was over the moon with that. There is also my teammates' reaction to me trying to kick the ball away, kicking the ball into the floor. The floor is stronger than my leg. Physics took over and I went absolutely flying. So yeah, there's a good bit of footage of of my teammates just falling on top of each other, crying with laughter because I'm an idiot. But yeah, no, I just feel so much better when I get out and I'm doing that kind of exercise compared to just running on a treadmill. It just feels so much better. That couple of weeks that I just implemented the treadmill training in, just felt awful, and it's so boring as well. I have no idea how people sort of do 5-10Ks on a treadmill. I can't run for longer than sort of 10 minutes. But yeah, no, especially now the weather's like this, it seems silly not to get outside more and sort of train on that side of things. Yeah, I wasn't planning on putting so much footage from the rugby in, but a few of the people have sort of asked to see the video once I've put it together, so I'm going to try and put it together. I won't do sort of any running commentaries or anything or embarrass myself. But yeah, I'll put that footage in after this, and sort of try and cut out the bits because I obviously couldn't move the camera around. There's a lot where the camera's just looking at an empty pitch, but I'll try and put in the best I can. And then yeah, to be honest now, I'll probably catch up with you guys after the exam and let you know how I feel things went. That is it, we are officially done. Last exam is over. I'm actually now back in London. Just had a lot of stuff that, going on. What that been yesterday now in the end, when I met a friend. Then just honestly I was exhausted. I think finally the whole uni being over is starting to let the emotional stress drain out. So yeah, actually still exhausted, but I actually just conked out and actually managed to sleep last night, despite the fact it was about 22 degrees in my bedroom. So yeah, was on top of the sheets. Yeah, just out for a little walk around the evening. Got back to London this morning, all good. Mostly unpacked the car. Obviously had to pack up most of the uni house as well, because I'm not going to have much of a chance to go back there. Obviously not going to do the whole vlog walking like this. I'm going to try and find somewhere to sit down and actually have a bit of a conversation and fill you in with what's been going on. Just trying to move around so I'm not in the sun. Can't take my AirPods out because my AirPod case is broken, which means if I put them in there they just disconnect and I can't reconnect, and it's a long walk home to go without AirPods. So yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with that inconvenience. As you can see, still beautiful weather. My usual weather update on this channel. I might just I'm literally filming next to, like, as in like my camera's in the road, so I'm getting very dirty looks from drivers, but there's not really anywhere else to film around here. We're in London now, so it is what it is. Excuse me. But yeah, all done. Glad it's over. The exam was actually pretty difficult in the end, which surprised me to an extent, but I met a lecturer afterwards who I'd never actually met, because obviously everything had been online, who's sort of head of psychology at my university, and yeah, she sort of said that she'd been happy with the stuff I'd been contributing. Contributing in lectures, which was obviously nice to hear, but she was also talking about sort of putting together a philosophy extension thing, club, whatever, for students next year, which I'd love to be part of, because obviously I read a lot of that sort of stuff. But yeah, basically now back home, packing, because obviously off to Manchester tomorrow for Ash's stag. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm terrified, because all the other lads that are going are good lads. Nothing's going to be that bad, but it's going to be a lot of drinking, and after last weekend, to be honest, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about a lot of drinking. No, it's one of those things. As soon as I'm up tomorrow morning in the car, we'll probably have a beer on the way up there. Like, I'll be looking forward to it so much. Just that sort of, yeah. I am really looking forward to it. I'm just more like, I'm more worried about how I'm gonna feel on Monday after we get back. But to be honest, it's not really relevant now. I'm off for summer. And also on that note, got a call from my old boss, and they've offered me a contract, provisional contract, from the 6th of June for 3 months. So I'm absolutely over the moon with that, because I didn't think I was going to get that. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of summer vlogging this year. Obviously last year, due to circumstances, I couldn't always put as much time into the channel, but I don't have those circumstances this summer. So yeah, I expect a lot of tours of London and out and about drinking. So yeah, to be honest, after that whole first year, which wasn't always the easiest, touch wood, I don't know where you're meant to touch, we're in a good place at the moment. The only It is typical though. The only thing that might happen, so apparently something dodgy went on with our first exam. I don't really understand what it is, but someone got it early and I don't know, videoed it, sent it around, something like that. So there is talks that we might actually have to redo the first exam. However, again, speaking to the woman who's head of psychology, she was like, that's like the last resort, and also they've said it definitely won't be in person. Because I was like, well, I'm home for summer, and one of the other lads on my course, German lad, seriously clever bloke, he's already got a degree in philosophy and poli-sci, literally just came over from Germany to study psychology. He was like, well, I'm back in Germany, so I can't really do anything in person. So she said that definitely won't happen, which, yeah, that would have been a bit of a bummer if we'd done all that, and then, yeah, they'd said in 2 weeks you got to if they said in 2 weeks you got to come back, and I don't know how much of that you heard, there's a truck going past. Yeah, it'd be a bit of a bummer if we did all that and then they said in 2 weeks you got to come back and redo everything, but doesn't look like that's going to be a case. So yeah, that's sort of the little update of what's going on at the moment. Yeah, home, pack. I think I've got to get up at 7 tomorrow, getting a lift with my best mate to Ash's, whose wedding it is, and then yeah, we're getting a lift from there to Manchester. So obviously just got to divvy up petrol and whatever, and Joel, who's driving us, put a message in the chat this morning saying, Sexton, don't pack a whole suitcase because it's not going to fit. They know what I'm like with my clothes and being a bit of a girl when it comes to packing for, I would say holidays, but I'm sort of one of those people that brings a 2x4 for a long weekend. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, got to go home, pack a little bag, and yeah, excited. I think once I've actually had, like, because obviously as I said, I did actually sleep last night, but I was still just so tired because I think there was just so much built up non-sleeping. I'm sure, like I said, once I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm just more worried that I'm going to be boring because I'm tired, but normally it's remarkable how quickly that goes away once I've had a couple of Guinnesses. Yeah, but look, yeah, I'll yeah, gonna go home, pack now, and I'll probably catch up with you guys on the way to Manchester tomorrow. So that's a wrap then. Weekend over. Now back in London. It's the next day after getting back. Absolutely exhausted, but well worth it. Real quality weekend. Got really lucky. All the blokes on the stag were really good guys. I didn't really get a chance to film out there. We were only there. We arrived at about 4:30 Friday, and we left at 8:30 AM on Sunday. Bearing in mind I was still standing in Vodka Revs at about 3 AM. So yeah, I could have filmed yesterday, but I don't know how coherent I would have been. I was absolutely exhausted. I don't know if you can really tell how messy my room is, because obviously when I got back from uni, I literally sort of had near enough a day's turnaround before I was heading off to Manchester. So had to unpack everything out my car, because obviously I pretty much took the whole uni room home, and yeah, didn't really have a chance to actually put it away. So, you know, one of those ones where you go on a night out and you've left a load of clothes on your bed, when you get in, you go, oh, you just can't be bothered to put them away, so you just throw them onto the floor and deal with it the next day. I've sort of been going through my room and putting everything back slowly. Yeah, as I've said so many times, I have way too many clothes, so it's been a bit of a nightmare of a job, and I've sort of got another pile of stuff that can probably go, but I'm probably going to have to do another round, because it is absolutely ridiculous, because I've still got a box of clothes in the car, and I've still got stuff in the wardrobes in Canterbury. And when I say my wardrobes are full, I mean I couldn't fit another hanger in. So yeah, that's what happens when you don't grow, when you're from the age of 16, so you've never had to throw anything out. But yeah, anyway, yeah, Stag Do was absolutely brilliant. Drunk way too much, spent way too much, but you know, your friends don't get married often, and this is the first Stag Do in our group, and so yeah, no regrets at all. Was sharing a room with a lad that I'd never met before, which for me isn't always easy, but lovely bloke, really good guy. Like I said, everyone on there was quality. Manchester, what a city. Never been before. I'd always heard good things, and weirdly enough, one of the YouTubers I watch, Phil Reed, actually moved to Manchester, and whenever he vlogged out and about, I always thought it looked quite nice, and one of my closest friends is from there, and he always spoke highly of it. But obviously you're going to speak highly of somewhere if you're from there. But I dropped him a little text on the way home, just said, you know what, fair play, you were right. Quality, not just nightlife, but really nice city. It helped that it was sort of best part of 20 degrees both days, so we had a really nice time. But yeah, I'm sure you can piece together most of the footage in terms of what we did. So we did go-karting, which I was terrible at. We did that Zorb football. I didn't actually do the bit where you had the bubbles on you, just because I had images of legs breaking and impacts, and I feel like it would ruin the weekend if I got carried off in an ambulance, because I took a heavy blow to the chest and my heart decided to stop. But yeah, as unlikely that would have been, I felt it wasn't worth the risk, and I think they looked pretty exhausting, so we only had them on for about 15 minutes and then just played football for the last 45, which was quality, a bit of headers and volleys and everything like that. Yeah, and then just 2 brilliant nights out. Honestly, I can't even remember all the places we went to. We probably drunk at 5 or 6 different places each night. Both places we ate were unbelievable. We ate a gaucho on the first night, and then a Brazilian place on the second night. Yeah, just both of them. The Reese, the lad who organised it, fair play to him. I consider myself quite good at organising things. I don't think I would have put together a weekend that good. It was jam packed, and all of us were knackered, because both days we got in sort of in the early hours and then had to be up at sort of 7:38. But everything we did was brilliant. Everywhere we went was brilliant. And everyone had a really good time. And Ash, who's Stag Do it was, he doesn't really drink or go out much at all, but just he's got 2 kids, he's not a boring guy or anything. He's not a big drinker anymore, but he looked like he's actually loving it, and it was good seeing him have such a good time. But yeah, exhausted, feeling very lethargic, full of alcohol, chubby. So yeah, I think I've done about 50,000 steps in the last 2 days, and I'll be continuing to do that. I honestly, I think between now and Mobs, I actually don't know if I'll drink. I might have 1 or 2, depending on if I do anything nice, but I won't sort of just be going out casually drinking. Been invited to go and see the Champions League final next weekend, which I'll probably do, but again, just probably won't drink. Hopefully watch Liverpool lose, which, yeah, I feel really bad about cheering on, because my brother's a massive Liverpool fan, but I do hate them, as most football fans do, to be honest. And yeah, watching them lose the Premiership final, not the final, but lose the league when it looked like they were going to win it, was a particular highlight yesterday. Yeah, that was the other thing. Obviously, with how tired I was, I nearly didn't watch the Premiership, the final day of the Prem, because I know what a bad mood it can put me in. But no, all the right things happened. Leeds stayed up, City won the league, Chelsea finished 3rd. Yeah, that's pretty much all I could have asked. I think the only sweetener would have been if West Ham won and United lost. West Ham would have got Europa League instead of United, but watching United lose was funny enough as it is. But I'm very glad we got out of Manchester first thing in the morning, because obviously City won the league at home, so I think that would have been an absolute nightmare if we'd stuck around there. But yeah, I don't think there's any other particular updates. Apparently I'm the only person in the world that knows drinking games, because all the others didn't have a clue about anything, so I had to teach them left-hand drinking, buffalo, empty glass, everything. And then one of the phrases that's come into our rugby team, I sort of managed to pass on. I can't really say the origin story of it because it's a little bit rude, but even the phrase out of context sounds a bit rude. It's literally just easy biggin. That's literally it, that's the phrase. But you can imagine how that may have been used in certain contexts. And yeah, so that's where it came from, and that sort of became a staple saying of the weekend. But yeah, really good week. I feel like I can actually sort of relax a little bit now. My contract for the job, I still haven't got the contract, but H said it starts on the 6th of June. That might be him now. So yeah, got 2 weeks basically just to chill out. So yeah, gym, eating properly, back on basically. Before I had my birthday thing the other week, I was actually feeling and looking a lot slimmer. But yeah, that drink, that's the only thing. When you don't drink much, when you sort of really cut back on the alcohol, when you do drink again, your body doesn't really deal with it very well, which has always been my argument for why I never really stopped drinking. I don't always drink loads, but I never really, apart from dry January, go ages without drinking. But I feel like that's not really a justified excuse, and probably the same sort of thing an alcoholic says. But anyway, yeah, that's the update my end. So that's the week. Really good week. Just back on it now. So yeah, that's me. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for sticking with it, making it all the way to the end. If you do enjoy any of these ramblings, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care, lads.